For decades the empty desert region at the junction of Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico, known as the Four Corners, was a free-for-all for treasure hunters looking to pick the region clean of Native American artifacts. Then on the morning of June 10, 2009, federal agents arrived in force in Blanding, Utah. Just as the morning light was creeping upon the tiny town, more than 100 agents reportedly fanned out. They pounded on doors at 8 houses in town, while other members of the FBI and Bureau of Land Management, BLM, executed similar raids across the region. 23 men and women were scooped into custody, the fruit of a 2.5-year investigation. The locals, accused of pilfering ancient artifacts from the surrounding desert, were charged with violating the Federal Archaeological Resources Protection Act and the Native American Graves Protection and Repatriation Act. Authorities recovered more than 40,000 artifacts, some dating back to 6000 British Columbia, Smithsonian Magazine reported. The federal sting, dubbed Operation Cerberus by authorities, would prove to be the match igniting long-simmering tensions across the region. For Native American groups, the raid was the first step in a much-needed crackdown on looting in a unique archaeologically rich region. Concern over the illegal artifact trade was instrumental in the Obama administration's decision in December 2016 to designate the area targeted by the operation as the Bears Ears National Monument, named for a pair of buttes that resemble the ears of bears. But for others the handling of the operation became yet another example of federal overreach, one that continues to impact the region today and now is reflected in the Trump administration's policies. A day after the raids, James Redd, a Blanding doctor arrested in the sweep along with his wife, committed suicide. A week later, Stephen Schrader, a collector from Albuquerque, also killed himself. And less than a year after the arrests, the dealer who worked with investigators to set up the defendants took his life as well. The deaths were blamed on the government's overzealous prosecution. Redd's family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the agencies. Sen. Orrin G. Hatch, R. Utah, blasted the raid as a dog and pony show, while also blaming Redd's suicide on the unnecessary and brutal actions by federal agents. The same big government resentment is the engine behind President Trump's decision this week to drastically slash federal protections for the region. On Monday, the administration announced 1.1 million acres would be dropped from the Bears Ears area, as well as an additional 800,000 acres from the Grand Staircase Escalante National Monument in Nevada. Trump's drastic policy shift, the largest federal land reduction in U.S. history, is in part about the tension stemming from the 2009 investigation. The Bears Ears region of Utah is among the most significant archaeological areas in the United States, according to National Geographic. The region was populated by the Anasazi until they disappeared in the 1200s. They lived in the area's caves and mesas, and left behind ceramic pots, dolls, and weaponry, the Los Angeles Times reported.